Good evening, everybody. It's Matt with TheLowCashHomestead tonight. We got some pretty cool stuff delivered to me earlier today. Was this giant box from Johnny's. Johnny's is not a sponsor of TheLowCashHomestead, but there are some seed companies that I like. I see people are starting to come in, so if you have anything that you want to address, go ahead and feel free to put it in the live chat. I don't have any moderators, so let's keep it friendly. Tonight we're talking about seeds and some of the things that we're going to do in our next garden. And as our high tunnel is going up, we've talked about that a little bit. I have a lot of videos uploaded that need to be addressed, and quite a few of those are about the high tunnel. But as I said earlier, we got our delivery today from Johnny's. This is Johnny's Select Seeds. There are several seed companies that I like. One is True Leaf Market. One is Eden Brothers. One is Johnny's. And I know a lot of folks are into Baker Creek, which I do sometimes have done some business with Baker Creek in the past, not so much recently. So let's take a look at some of the things that we're going to be doing. Now, with Johnny's, you get a no-nonsense package. Here's the package. Tells you what it is, what's in it, and how many. So we got a lot of really cool stuff that we're going to be doing this upcoming season and going into the next market season. And there's some things that we're going to do over the winter. There's some things that we're already growing, some varieties of lettuce and stuff, and those are for us, as well as our New Zealand spinach has really taken off. I had a hard time getting that going. It's hard to start anyway from a germination standpoint, and you either really need to scarify the seeds or soak them in water. And for more information about just about anything you want to go, I would recommend the American Horticultural Society's Guide to Plant Propagation. We have videos on that as well. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that we're going to do. This is Tiara, or Tiara, depending on how you want to say it. It is a hybrid, but it's a market cabbage. And this is on the packaging. You'll notice, and maybe I don't know how well you're going to see it here, but it says 1M. The M stands for 1,000. So in this package is 1,000 Tiara cabbage seeds. Next, we have some special varieties of, let's see. Here's another variety of cabbage. This is Candy Red. This is kind of like a pyramid-shaped head. Some of the other growers were growing something very similar to this in a green variety, and it was delicious. So I decided to try this in a red variety, and I think it'll be just as delicious. We also have, this is an organic romaine lettuce, and this is a 47-day variety, and it's called True Toss. Okay, this is part of a collection, so you actually get you get a collection. There's 3, I guess the other variety is in there, but this is like a flaming lettuce, basically. So this is a variety. This is I don't know how to say it. It's TRUCHAS, but it's a collection, and you grow all of them together. So there's that. And then the other matching one is the Dragoon. And then you get, I don't know where it is right now, but you get another variety that goes along with that. And these are miniature, tiny, you're going to, whichever one you want to wear, just make sure that you keep it in good shape. Now, good night for the last time. My children have been a little bit more of a handful tonight than normal. So there's 3 varieties of these baby romaine lettuces, and I'll find the other one here, I'm sure. We went with quite a bit of tomatoes. And that's just because tomatoes are, 1, they're delicious. 2, we'll eat them a lot here at home. And tomatoes also make money. tomatoes, there's money in tomatoes. So this is an organic. Now, there is some confusion out there. You can have a hybrid that's organic. I'm not against hybrids. Hybrid simply means you've allowed multiple species of whatever it is you're growing to cross-pollinate itself and to get the traits that you want. So this is a clementine tomato, and this is an organic hybrid. This is our graffiti cauliflower. This stuff grows purple. So I found that colored foods really actually sell very, very well. And then this is a bright orange cauliflower called the Flame Star. Now, some of these, for varieties that I have grown less, I'm less familiar with cauliflower and broccoli than I am with lots of other things. So I got a smaller selection of these to try them out. And then this is our mini love. This is a hybrid watermelon. It's kind of along the lines of a sugar baby. So think kind of along the lines of sugar baby, but this is called a mini love. It's marketed as being exceptionally sweet and a nice icebox melon. So that's one set. And like I said, with Johnny's, you get no nonsense packaging. Here it is. This is what's on it. And if the envelope's not printed, then there will be a sticker telling you about it. Okay. And then we have, okay. This is called the All-Star Gourmet Lettuce Mix. There's a mix that I buy from True Leaf Market that's called the base salad mix. It has all kinds of good stuff: broccoli, kale, kohlrabi, arugula, red cabbage. This is something like that, but with lettuce. And it's designed so that these are all cut and come again varieties. So you can get multiple cuttings out of those. This is a hybrid cherry tomato. This is the Jasper cherry tomato. Again, you can have a hybrid that's also organic. So you can have a hybrid that's also organic. So you don't have to have one or the other. These are ground cherries. For those of you just joining, one of the things that we're talking about tonight is we have a massive seed delivery today from Johnny's Select Seeds. And we're just kind of going through and talk about some of the stuff that we received. This is a ground cherry. They call it a husk cherry. If you're familiar with tomatillos or anything like that, they're in that same family. They grow inside a paper husk. They are a sprawling, hello, backyard gardeners. Nice to see you again. I got a message from Backyard Gardener. She had missed a stream that I did. And I got a message from her saying, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe I missed your stream. I didn't even get the notification." So I'm glad you got it tonight, Backyard Gardener. Hope things are going good for you. And I hope your backyard is bountiful. They call this husk cherry. This is a ground cherry. I said go to bed. Okay, but I told you to go to bed like 9,000 times, and I'm starting to get aggravated. Again, my children have been more of a handful tonight than usual. Comes and goes. Any of you that are parents, you kind of get the idea. So this is a ground cherry. Ground cherries are a sprawling plant like tomatillos. It's the advice that I was given on tomatillos from one supplier was to just let them sprawl the ground, and that's like the best way for them to grow. Oh, here's the other romaine lettuce. Okay, so I said before that there were 3 in this batch of mini-headed romaines, and this is the third variety, and it is called the Breen. And this is also an organic seed stock. We have some grape tomatoes. These are the Red Pearls. These are also certified organic. And again, I know I've said it several times, but with Johnny's, you get a, matter-of-fact packaging. More tomatoes. These are our Martha Washingtons. That's an organic tomato as well. We spent a lot of time on tomatoes. And again, it's because, and also carrots, and we'll get to carrots. So we have many varieties of carrots. And I've spent a good chunk of this season learning how to do carrots. Am I an expert at growing carrots? No, of course not. Only, I would never make that claim that I'm an expert at growing carrots, but our test batches and the batches afterwards have gotten better and better and better. So we invested quite a bit in structure for carrots. For those of you just joining, we're talking about seed delivery that we received today from Johnny's Select Seeds. And there are several places that I like to buy seeds: True Leaf Market, Johnny's, Eden Brothers. And I have purchased from Baker Creek. It's I know a lot of folks like Baker Creek. I just do less purchasing from Baker Creek than other places. So this is a Martha Washington. This is also an organic seed. For your early stuff, tomatoes take a while. Let's just be honest about that. This is a 55-day variety. I believe it's 55-day variety. This is along the lines of early treat, early girl. This is called New Girl. This is also an organic variety. These are an heirloom organic. Now, here's the thing. I said it again. I'm going to say it again. You can have hybrid and organic. Hybrid is not a bad thing. Hybrid is not modified. It's nature's selection process. Okay, you plant two similar plants next to each other, they cross-pollinate. One of them is going to have some of the traits that you want. That's all hybridization is. You're not laboratory. You're not, dissecting its genome and modifying it. So I'm totally fine with hybrids. So this is a organic hybrid. You can have both. This one's an heirloom, also organic. This one is called the Nepal. And then we've done very well with bell peppers this year. And one of the things that I've been doing with the bell peppers is because I'm out there working in the gardens and have a tendency to snack. And so I'll eat the bell pepper and then I'll just take the top of it and I'll scoop some dirt aside and just shove the top in there and cover it up. And we're going to see what happens. See if I get some additional pepper plants going in that way. Okay. All right. We'll open another selection here. And they just came to me rubber banded together, a lot of them. Some of them came in jars. We'll get to that here in a minute. This is our snow crown. This is an F1. Almost everything I have here is an F1 seed. Okay. This is a 500 seed package. Now, and some of them they're 50. And I didn't go through all the quantities, but on things that I haven't grown as often, I went with smaller quantities. So I can, I'm not taking as huge of a risk if I totally fail at that product. So we have some hybrid cauliflower. That's our snow crown. We have another romaine lettuce. This is called our Monte Carlo right here. And again, Johnny's very no-nonsense, simple packaging. This is a green cauliflower. So the florets on this cauliflower are actually green. So we're used to seeing white. You go to the store and it's white cauliflower, right? Okay, maybe you find something that's purple, something like this. But the florets on this are actually green florets. This is one that I have never grown before and would attract. This is called the Edix, EDOX. What attracted me, this is a tomato, and this is a hybrid tomato. What attracted me to this tomato is the claim is that I can't tell you again. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. My Lord. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What attracted me to this tomato is the claim on this is that the groups will ripen near the same time. And this tomato is marketed as, selling on the vine. And we did a lot of grape and cherry sized tomatoes. The issue is, and my thought was that I would sell them as clusters on the vine, but they didn't ripen all at the same time. So this is marketed as the fruits ripening more in line with each other so that you can sell them as clusters on the vine. This one I just had to buy. Matt's Wild Cherry, little cherry tomatoes. I like them anyway. They do sell good, but Matt's Wild Cherry, supposed to be a super sweet, like a very, very sweet tomato, and crack resistant. I believe if I remember correctly, that these are crack resistant tomatoes. So the skin's a little thicker, and they're going to be able to handle variations in temperature and watering a little bit more. You like them too. Backyard Gardener really gets down on them. This is another brand of cauliflower. It's called the Veronica. And this is also hybrid, but organic. You can have both. This is the Moscovich. This is an heirloom tomato, and this is also organic. So as people are kind of coming and going into the live stream, feel free to leave your comments or questions or anything like that over in the live chat. Again, I don't have any moderators, so do keep it in line with YouTube's rules. Okay, guys? These are Royal Burgundies. I grew these this year, and they were a huge success. I'm not a huge guy simply because bush beans commonly you get, they can fall over, because I've yet to find a bush bean where the stem is strong enough to support the fruiting cycle. So they start to fall over. And I prefer pole beans also. The yields on pole beans are, in my experience, higher yields per square foot on pole beans than what you would get out of bush beans. And this is 175 seeds, so I can plant a pretty good section. Apparently my connection is unstable. Not sure why. And there's some carrots. It's a 75-day cycles. I have one variety in here. I think that's 45 days. Yes, I'm sorry about the buffering. We live in the middle of nowhere, Holland's Heroes. And when you live in the middle of nowhere, there is basically no internet. So we rely all on cell signal internet. So, there's just no internet out here. And satellite internet is really no better. And you actually get less than what you would get on a hotspot plan through somebody like Sprint or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. So Purple 68. This is 5,000 seeds. Now this particular one is not pelleted. But this has an 83% germination rate, and it also has the test date. So as of June, thank you. Just please put it right there. As of June of this year, this produce tested at 83%. Okay. It's okay. I'm glad you understood that. Like I said, we live in, I can do what I want, more or less. These are Gita. This is a Gita pole bean. This is an Asian long bean. And we have been quite successful this season and in this area, nobody had seen an Asian long bean. Nobody knew what an Asian long bean was. So when I come into the market with beans that are, from my shoulder to my fingertip and say, I'm not sure why we're having this conversation at all. Good night. What type of climate do I live in? I live in 6B, USDA zone 6B, and I'm in Missouri. And Missouri actually has a couple of zones in it, but I am in 6B for Holland's Heroes. This is the Gita. This is a type of Asian long bean. And then we have another type of Asian long bean, and this one is red, and this is also 500 seeds. And this is 500 seeds, which is way more than I would need for the infrastructure that I have in place for Asian long beans. However, with the high tunnel going up, and we are just about done with that. I think we'll have it probably finished tomorrow. If the weather holds out, we should have it finished tomorrow with adjusting the roll-up curtains and getting the billowing ropes put in, because that's really all that's left to do it besides having USDA come out and inspect it. Okay, now we're going to get into some of the other things that we have here. This is... these are main crop carrots, and they send them to you in a little jar. And this is 1,000 of these seeds. Now, this is a Sugar Snacks 54. A main crop carrot and a high sugar content carrot. And this is a 68-day carrot. And these are pelletized, so you get 1,000 seeds in this little jar. I really am beginning to like pelleted seed, especially when it comes to direct sow crops, because direct sow crops, the germination doesn't happen until soil conditions are right to melt that clay and mineral coating. These coatings they're basically made out of clay. Can you clarify on what does that mean, Holland's Heroes? These are pelleted, meaning they have a little coating on them, and it's clay and it's minerals, and then what happens is when you put this in the ground, when the soil conditions are right, that clay melts away and allows that seed to germinate without drying out. Carrot seeds can be a little testy when it comes to, is the seed going to dry out and get germination on it? Oh, that's what you were asking me. Okay, well, I'm glad I could clarify that for you, Holland's Heroes. So that is our Sugar Snacks, high sugar content, reasonably large carrot. And then this is one, I made a big mistake this season. This is called the Rainbow, and this is a hybrid, but also organic. You can have both, guys. You can. I made the mistake earlier this year of planting something called a kaleidoscope blend, and it was listed at 120 days. What I realized, at least from that particular seed company, I'm not going to disclose who they were, but a major seed company, a seed company that you find like everywhere. What I learned is that those were actually not one species of carrot, or maybe that's not the right word scientifically, but instead of it being not one type of carrot that all had the same germination window, there were many varieties of carrots that had different germination windows, and a pretty big fail. I mean, I did get some harvest on them, and we enjoyed eating them, but for the amount of seed I put in the ground, or in the containers actually, based, to the amount of harvest I got, I just didn't see it. I didn't see it there. Now, this is a rainbow blend, but they are all of the same type, meaning that all the seeds in here come from rainbow seed carrots. You're not going to get a white icicle and a purple 68 mixed with a Danvers or anything like that. So they will have color variation, but they are all the same type, same family, same type, same germination windows. And then we have our Adelaide. Now, the Adelaide is an early carrot. This is a much shorter window. A lot of these carrots, so on the Rainbow is 67-day grow cycle. On the Sugar Snacks, how do they taste? Which exactly are you were you talking about there, Holland Zeros? So this is an Adelaide carrot. This is a winter hardy, is what they explained it as. So in a greenhouse scenario, I could probably start growing these now. Like these are super early spring, but they're also 55-day. Any of the carrots that I grew were actually, they were delicious. They were just not maturing at the same rate. So I would pull up one and it would be ginormous, and then pull one up next to it and it'd be itty bitty tiny. And that was basically because of they weren't all the same type of carrot. In this case, the rainbow carrot, it's not a mixture of carrots. That's the type of carrot. So they will naturally have different colors to them. This Adelaide, this is a hybrid. It's organic, but it's also pelleted. So when soil conditions are right, then that will allow the seed to germinate. And I've never grown this carrot, but at a 55-day carrot, it is described as a true baby carrot. Baby carrots are kind of like a scam. If you go into the store and you see a bag of baby carrots, you're not actually getting baby carrots. What you're getting is culled carrots. You're getting carrots that have been culled, and then they've been cut down and shaved into smaller pieces and sold to you as a baby carrot. You're not actually getting a baby carrot. If it was an actual baby carrot, it would not have shave marks on it. It would not have been filed down. When you go buy a bag of carrots, you get a raw carrot, the plant material on the top of it. So baby carrots are not actually baby carrots of any kind. These grow as baby carrots in a much shorter time frame of 55 days. And again, I'm new to growing this variety. Well, any of the varieties that I purchased here, I'm new to growing those. But with some of my both successes and failures in carrots this season, I decided that I wanted to get several varieties that were reputable, as well as not mixtures of different types. Now we're getting into, this one. Now these come in like lab jars. Kind of looks like you're going for a pee test, right? You ever had to go get a UA, a urine analysis for your union or whatever reason, whatever case. That's what this looks like. This is, again, that M stands for 1,000. So this is 5,000 carrot seeds. And this is the romance. This is a main crop carrot. This is also a heat tolerant carrot, according to Johnny Seeds. So according to Johnny Seeds, this is a heat tolerant carrot, and I should have pretty good success with this as we go through the growing season. And that is a 70-day variety. And then we're going to stretch over here, and this is the Borello. And this one is also a 75-day variety, but it's also a hybrid organic, and it's pelleted. So again, we go through that. Soil conditions, are the soil conditions right? When they are, that pelleted coating melts away and the seed germinates. Now, the last two, there's two boxes inside the boxes. And that's because these are collections, and I knew they were collections, and I bought them anyway, because these are, and that you can feel that they have little bottles in them. Oh, yep, there they are. We have two different collections of Salanova. So these are incised Salanovas. If you're not familiar with what an incised Salanova is, or any basically incised leaf, it's kind of jagged. Imagine like, if you've ever grown arugula, arugula, it's not a uniform leaf. It is, but it's not a beautiful, smooth leaf or anything like that. So these are incised leaves, so they're going to be a little jagged and stuff like that. But in the Salanova, we have four different varieties. Now you buy these when you buy them by a collection, you order them by the 1,000 seed, 5,000 seed, whatever you're going to do. But they come dispersed, I guess. Well, you know what? Here's the thing, Holland's Heroes. Growing tomatoes in buckets is that's perfectly acceptable. It's no different than buying the tomato with the cage on it and everything, and you pay 15, $20, you stick it on your patio. It's totally fine. You have to learn somewhere. And one thing that I'm going to say to everybody who's watching, and especially those of you who are new, is you will fail at some point, and don't let it worry you. You learn from failing. Not to mention, plants are living things just like us. Well, scientifically, not exactly, but for our comparison purposes, they're living things, and they're going to do things that maybe you can't anticipate. They're going to get diseases you can't anticipate. They're going to get chewed up by bugs that maybe you're not going to be able to eliminate all the bugs in the insects or predators or pests in the way that you want to. So yeah, it's cool. You can grow tons of things in buckets. I have some dragon fruits that I just put in pots a couple of weeks ago. And, yeah, you can grow those in a bucket. There's lots of things. You can grow just about anything in a bucket. The question is, how densely are you going to be able to do that? Would I recommend growing something like carrots or something in a bucket? Probably not, because you're only going to be able to get a few. But we did all of our test batches in container gardens for, in fact, poly totes and like old cedar chests and just whatever containers that I could cost effectively get my hands on. Lettuce will grow in windows. Lettuce will grow just about anywhere. And if you've never, there's several videos out there. I did something called a salad bowl, and it's a kiddie pool, the little $3, $5 kiddie pool that you buy, like the tiniest kiddie pool, and you can grow a ton of lettuce in a kiddie pool. Just punch a few holes in the bottom and put some dirt in there, and if you want to put structure over it if you're trying to plant early or not, but you can grow tons of lettuce, spinaches, all kinds of things in just little kiddie pools that cost you $5 and maybe $10 of dirt to fill it. So you can grow anything. Lettuce you can grow in just about anything, in my experience. Now, am I a master of growing lettuce? No, but I've grown it in containers. I've grown it in trays. Heritage Farms, Texas. Nice to see you, Heritage Farms. Tonight we're talking about seed haul, and we're talking about some of the cool stuff we got from Johnny's Seeds. For those of you joining us again, there are several places I like to get seeds from. One of them is True Leaf. One of them is Eden Brothers. One of them is Johnny's. And I know a lot of us homesteaders are Baker Creek, and I've done business with Baker Creek. It's just not my go-to for seeds. And it's really strange because Baker Creek is located here in Missouri. And I got in the cases that I have done business with them, I've got my products fast. I just don't do a lot of business with Baker Creek, and I don't have anything against Baker Creek. I just don't do that much business with Baker Creek. So what we have here is we have 4 varieties of incised Salanova lettuce. So this one is our green sweet crisp, and again, this is an incised lettuce. Then I might have been wrong about that. Hold on. So, but that's green sweet crisp. We also have our green inside. We have our red sweet crisp, and then we have our red incised, and that is one collection of the Salanovas. I like Salanovas. I just got garlic seeds in the mail today, but now what? Never grown garlic from seed. I have grown it from cloves. I think that's probably like the easiest way to do it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to help you with how to grow garlic from seed. I think I believe that garlic, and I could be wrong about this, but off the top of my head, I believe that garlic is a 2-year seed kind of deal, like onions, where you would, if you wanted to grow the onion, you would actually put in the set, or if you wanted to grow garlic, you would put in the clove. So I don't have any guidance to give you on growing garlic from seed. I wish that I did. You're going to try growing lettuce this fall in self-wicking tubs. Well, I gotta say, one thing that I like is, man, I like drip tape as a lettuce. Well, pretty much as anything. I like drip tape. It's like, here's one of the things and we're getting a little off topic, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about this too. One of the things that I love about homesteading and gardening is I hate weeding. I'm going to be 100% honest about that. And I actually have a machine, a little oscillating weeder that takes the work out of that. But I love trying to figure out how to automate. I know it sounds weird. Automate farming? Yeah. Because the less I have to do, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, because I do enjoy growing, but the less I have to do, the more time I have to do. Whether it's, putting in another garden or repairing infrastructure or building new infrastructure or whatever it is. And then that's something that I really enjoy doing. Is I really enjoy building the infrastructure and building the control systems and building the watering systems and things like that. It's just kind of me, I was a union tradesman for a long time, and you never get rid of, if you're the kind of person that likes to build things, that never goes away. Okay, so that is one of the collections of our Salanova. And then Salanova is really, it's a little thicker lettuce and a little bit heat tolerant. So that's one collection of our Salanova inside the box. I guess I used to be a locksmith before a drunk hit me. Did he hit you in a car, or did he hit you like with a fist while you were fixing his locks? Holland Zeros, he loves to build stuff too. Well, how did they hit you? Like smack you with a car? Like car accident kind of hit you, or like punched you in the eye kind of hit you? Which one is it? Come on. You can tell me. I mean, nobody's getting away with anything. You were at a stoplight and you got okay, so I'm pretty sure you weren't stopping at a stoplight if you were walking. So you were in a car and some drunk a-horn, and he flung my car in the air. Woo, that's tough. I got a car accident. I've been in a couple car accidents, but not anything like that. So, okay, now we have the rest of our Salanova. Now, this is our premier collection. Okay, so these are our like top shelf. I'm glad you lived. Were you driving a Volvo? I digress again, but there's that commercial where the Volvo's all torn up. It's like battered up. It's like crunched up like a tin can, and everybody's going like, they lived. Now I'm learning to actually live. And you got some chickens. Chickens are great, and they're super. They're super easy. I think they are anyway. And now I'll also admit that I kind of you were in a caravan, okay, like a Dodge Caravan, okay. I'll also admit though that when it comes to chickens, I let nature take its course. And what I mean by that is, and yes, the van saved me. Okay. I let chickens take their course. I let nature take their course, meaning that, I'll put a bunch in there and some of them will die. That's just how it is. Some of them will die just because they're stupid. Like they'll stick their head through the cage and hang themselves. I mean, it's a chicken. I'm not saying that I want some of the chickens to die, but nature takes its course. So nature calls out the weak. So if you have a chicken that's too stupid and hangs itself from its own cage, then that's what's going to happen. Okay. Let's go back to, this is our last collection of Salanovas. This is our premier collection. And this is our green oak leaf, and this is 250 seeds. So you buy the collection, You get 1,000, and then they automatically break it up for you. You butchered 4 so far out of 50 for their stupidness. I haven't butchered any of mine. Mine are still kind of just they're young still, and basically we've done it in batches. So I get some, and then I get some more, and we're on like the 3rd set now. But the ones, the newest set are, my wife calls them her therapy chickens. But I forget what breed they are. I forgot what breed they are when it's like the moment we got them home. I know their SKU number is 71562. I still remember their SKU number, but I don't remember what kind of chicken it is. But they were super friendly. And what I mean is, like, when we were in I actually went into a farm and home store to get feed supplies and a few other things, and they were putting their heads out. Excuse me. She was petting them and stuff, and she's like, Daddy, I gotta get these birds. Well, come on, baby, get the birds, you know? So anyway, but then this is our Solano, our green oak leaf, and that's from our Premier collection. And then we have our red oak leaf, and then we have our green butter, and then we have our red butter. So these are our Premier Salanovas. So the Salanova is a nice, it's not as thick as like corn salad or Vit or something like that. It's not as thick and waxy, but it's a stouter lettuce than your icebergs and your romaines and things like that. So I got some in May and some in July. I just got my first eggs last week. Here's the thing, and I gotta finish it, but I didn't make videos. I don't think I made videos. If I did, I lost footage when I was building them. But I make these chicken tractors, and I make them out of like a sheet of plywood, a couple 2x4s, and they're round. So it's like that and some not cattle panels, but field fencing, some chicken wire stuff. I call it super easy chicken tractor. I'll be putting a video out on that once I get this next one done. I have to stretch the fabric on that one, and that works best if I have 2 people, and I believe I'll have some help tomorrow. But we're going to concentrate on the high tone because I have a lot, and don't take this the wrong way, but I have a lot of money tied up in that high tunnel, and I have to get that completed so I can, get my NRCS rebate back on that. So that's our seed collection that we just got in. It was delivered to me today, and I was going to be a happy day. It was going to be like a great day. Even though it was pouring rain all day, not all day, but a good chunk of the day. I did manage to get like a couple hours out and get the zippers finished. And I say zippers not in the sense of like zipping up your jacket. It's actually a rope and hook system that holds the machinery doors, the large 10x20 roll up machinery doors on this 30x60 high tunnel that allows you to get your equipment in and out. Woo! You can tell it's late. I meant to do this stream actually like about an hour and a half earlier, and just had a very, very hectic night with, I have, 8 children, 7 of them live with me, 8 young children under the age of teenagers, and 7 of them live with me, and some of them, and in fact, one of them is standing right over there being difficult again. Can I help you? We didn't do that. Well, I'm sorry, but we'll get to it. Okay. Yeah. So Holland Zeros, he has children. He understands. Most people do. He had 6 and helped raise 9 others. Okay, that's even more than I have. Well, I also have 3 grown kids. So, all total, there's 11. My youngest grown child is 26. So, yeah, I get it. So we did the lap, and then we did the lap again, right? People think, oh my gosh, you're nuts. Well, no, I just, that's just how it is. So I won't say what I say I used to Uber in my off time. like through the winter when I was less busy, and I would go up to the city and I would Uber and, pull a few $100 or whatever. But people would, my oldest is 35 and my youngest is 11 and my youngest is 3. But I would go up Uber and people would ask you questions. Some of them like, "Oh, you got kids or whatever." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I got this." And then people would be like, "No, there's no way you have 11 kids. No way." But the answer I would give them is, "Well, my wife has this magic," and I'm going to leave it at that. And I would do that mostly for comedic purposes, especially if there was like couples in the car and stuff, because usually the woman would be like, "Yeah, I got one of those," and the guy would be like, "Oh, sure, right, whatever. I ain't having 11 kids." I did that for comedic purposes, but in any case, so Holland's Heroes likes it. Okay, so that's basically our show for tonight. And what we're doing is, like I said, I have multiple seed companies that I prefer to purchase from. True Leaf Market, I get a lot of microgreen stuff as well as some garden seeds there. Eden Brothers, which I haven't gotten a shipment from Eden Brothers this year, but I do purchase from them. And then Johnny's, and of course, there's the inevitable walking through Wally World or Dollar General or Family Dollar or someplace, and you go, "Oh, I don't have that," and that looks good, and you grab up a few of them. I will give this piece of advice: when you're looking at seed packages, flip the back over, because you're going to find that some of the major name brand seeds and several varieties of like dollar store seeds, they're all made by the same place. I am too afraid to make the commitment, so I don't buy it. What? I don't even understand that. Clarify what that means, Holland's Heroes, because I'm not understanding. You're too afraid to make the commitment to buying a package of seeds? I don't understand. Because I'll tell you something, I don't always plant everything. There have been a couple of times where I just went BS crazy, and if I buy them, I must plant them. Well, yeah, but here's a way to look at it too. Another way that I look at it is, if I have, and frequently I have surplus, and sometimes that's simply because I went a little BS crazy and I went, "Oh, this is on sale," and I bought 10 of them when I needed 3. Because I spent the same amount of money to buy 10 that I would have spent to buy 3 because they were on sale. But they don't go to waste. I do a lot of stun stuff with them, and I like to experiment. So, if I have an extra thing of seeds, I'll say, "Hey, what happens if I put all these together and just shake them up in a jar and go and throw them on this bare patch of ground that I just tilled?" Well, that's what I like to find out. And I will say this: my experiments with stun patch carrots did not go very well. There's another reason why I haven't planted them. I have planted them in the ground, and they didn't really go very well. This last 2 batches that I've put in like 18-inch deep raised beds, they seem to be doing good. Now with carrots, again, it's an underground crop. It's a root crop, so it's kind of a surprise. Carrots, beets, radishes, things like that. It's a little bit of surprise when you pluck them out. What are you going to get? You don't really know till you pull them out. So seeds, I get seeds from those are my 3 main places: True Leaf, Eden Brothers, Johnny's. You can tell it's late. I got 3 boys digging around the kitchen right now. Yeah. I've been trying to get mine to bed. My youngest, my 3-year-old, is usually like very, very like, "Daddy, I'm ready to go to bed." "Okay, go lay down. Go climb in bed." "Okay." Even her tonight was a challenge, and she's not usually much of a challenge until she is. She's a challenge in a lot of other ways. She's like super talkative, very inquisitive, and all those things are great. And her teachers love her at school because of all those things. She's also extremely friendly, very kind. But all my kids are more or less kind and friendly, and do good in classes and things like that. But she is particularly sometimes very difficult when it's I don't want to go to bed. I'm not tired. You know, where she's poking at you. Daddy, 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 daddy. You know, sometimes for hours where you're going, Kate, I'm sleeping. No, you're not, because you're talking daddy. Anyway. Yes, I need to go wrangle them. All right. Well, my show is over anyway. Holland's Heroes, you have a good night. Backyard Gardener, you have a good night. And there's more people in the window than there actually are in the live chat. So I just want to thank everybody for joining in, having a little talk with me. Thank you very much. My name is Matt. This is The Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. Have a good night.